Now McGarvey on the bottom, 46. Dallas Sullivan has the room to push here. 80 car shoving hard. There's the block. There's the block into the outside wall. 746 wrecking now. 80 car maybe having to move. There's the block again. Oh.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader, known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey Street Fairs. You can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Live Drivers Network America, BTDY at Pocono. Currently looking at your qualifying startup here. Alexander Pelican putting down a 55.133. Car's looking fast every week. Those dialed in boys figuring it out so far. Not far behind him, though. Brother Anthony Pelican going to start in second position. And your current points leader, 1 point ahead of Alex Pelican. The 16 of Nick Gardner. He's going to start in 14th position tonight. So I'm joined tonight by Eric Hutton. And Eric, it's the Tricky Triangle, one of the tracks that these guys kind of have a hard time preparing for. And you got 3 corners here. You just got to do good in 2 of them. You're not going to be perfect at all 3, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a love or hate it type of track for everyone in the field tonight. Really got to nail the exits of the corners, get a good run down the long straights, over a mile straight in the front stretch. So turn 3 and turn 1 are crucial to your lap pace tonight.
Well, being at this track in person, it almost looks like you could land a 747 down the front straightaway. Really wide front stretch. And if you can get a run off turn 3, there's plenty of room to clear that guy, but got to look out. A lot of draft down that front stretch. You got to stick with the pack. You might get left behind.
Yeah, we'll probably see guys snaking around the front stretch and watching that line just follow the guy in front of them, trying to get just any bit of draft they can.
So there's a lot to this place. You're going to break down into turn 1. It's very technical through that turn. You're going from about $195 to 200 miles per hour down to 140-ish. And you've got to bank it just right to get that apex to come out the other side. You can find yourself in the exit wall. Then you have the tunnel turn. If set up right, you can almost flat-foot it after you lift briefly. These cars with a stagger offset, they like to hook up there on that flat corner. Then you have turn 3, a long sweeping flat corner that can almost be a bigger version of Phoenix, in my opinion, the way you exit that corner. A late apex usually gets you off into higher speed down the front stretch. So we're going to be taking a ride around this place. Alex Pelican is going to start on the pole, and there's about 1 second left as we start the grid up. All right, so they're going to do the stagger offset here, and I don't know why every time iRacing switches sessions that it does that to me, but just recently been having some issues with this software, and I think progressively we'll figure it out. One of these days, we'll figure it out. So as they start the grid up here, Alex Pelican, always late to get the car off the hauler. There he is. 31 car starting on the pole to his outside. 98, Anthony Pelican. Number 9 car, Jameson Machine, Jeremiah Vincent. We had a lot of bad luck last week. Had a solid run going, but those cautions started breeding cautions, and he found himself on the wrong end of a lot of those accidents. That's Jeremiah Vincent starting 3rd tonight. Alan Dice in that 5 car, going to start in 4th. Kyle McGarvey, 42 car, starting 5th tonight. And there's the Band-Aid Machine. We've talked a lot about him. He also had some bad luck. Dallas Sullivan starting 6th. Mark Beverly in the 33, 7th position tonight. Dennis Faircloth in the 80 car. He was having a solid run there last week as well. Just didn't mix in there at the very end. 19 car. Hello from the 19 pit. There's Eric Lambert going to start in the 9th position. Kevin McGarvey, 00. Going to start in 10th, and that'll round out your top 10. Dennis Steele, 28 car, starting 11th, with Daniel Cunningham starting 12th. '13th, 68 car, Kyle Payne. In the 17th spot, we've got, I apologize, the 14th spot, Nick Gardner. We just talked about him there. Points leader currently. '21 car, Justin Carey starting from the pits. It is gridding him in the 15th spot. 16th position is going to go out to the 7 car, Nick Starling. This is why I started getting mixed up. Brett Sommers behind him. It's going to change this grid around a little bit. 97, Jacob Locklear. We're starting the 17th position. We're moving him up 1. 18th spot, Timmy Emanuele, 39 car. Behind him, we got the 8 car, Cody Atkins, 40 car. Robert Gilmore, 34, just behind them. Thomas Brendel. We're getting ready to go green. I tried to get through the grid as fast as possible. BTDY live at Pocono. Green flag is out. Alex Pelican wasting no time. He's got Anthony Pelican on the outside as they go into 1.
Long stretch, front stretch here. You're going to see if guys get runs 5 way down low. We'll see 3 and 4 wide here. Looks like 98, Anthony Pelican might got a little loose already on the top lane there. And he's going to sit in behind Alex Pelican.
Caution's out.
And we've got a yellow somewhere on the field. Not sure if they brought this out for debris. I didn't see a car wreck anywhere into 1.
The 34, Thomas Brindle, has some damage. Big damage for him.
Oh, there it is right there. The 34, Brendel, and he's missing a hood on this machine. A couple cars behind him. Let's go back and figure out what happened to these guys. So it actually starts with the 8 car, Cody Atkins. It looks like he got really loose. Maybe locked up the front tires going into 1.
Yeah, I think the 71 might have been a little bit slower than what Cody Atkins was expecting, and he probably just stabbed the brakes real quick, and the 34 couldn't react in time. Just kind of a chain reaction there.
He almost saved it, but the thing snapped back and forth. 3,500 pounds of inertia going back and forth down the turn 1.
Yeah, once they start tank slapping like that, it's really difficult to get safe.
So there we are, caution number 1. We got into turn number 1 before that caution came out. But I don't think any of these guys are going to pit. Maybe some guys passing through for some fuel, but I doubt we see anything early on taking those tires.
Yeah, I think they should be able to make it on one stop. I believe. So if there's any questions about fuel, you can see him come down, like you said, but don't expect anybody. And I believe track position is going to be pretty important tonight. So even if you can save a little bit of fuel, it's a pretty easy track to save fuel. You might take that option if you have, if you're in the top 10 or so.
My mentality with tires and track position is if you have limited sets, save it for as long as you can. Use that set on the last pit stop or when everyone else can't pit. But on the flip side of that, some of these guys might run away on a green flag. If we have a long green flag run here, we're lap 3 out of 50 and this thing goes green the rest of the way, and you did take your set of tires and you can't pit later, well, that's not going to work out too well for you in the long run, I think.
Yeah, definitely have to balance, how hard you want to use the tires and if you want to use them early or not. And it's all part of the game here. It's just, I think it depends on your confidence level here. I think you're either pretty confident at Pocono or you're really not confident. If you're, if you feel pretty confident yourself, and you'll probably stay out and maybe push those tires a little bit longer than otherwise.
I can tell you somebody that's confident this week. 16 of Nick Gardner had a hell of a finish there at Auto Club. Did a great job there, pulling off the 3rd position. Got a win at Daytona. Was able to put it together. The teammates picture-perfect race all the way from green flag to the end. So Nick Gardner, your points leader. He'll figure out a way. He's running 14th, and he hasn't really had an opportunity to make any moves yet. So I'm interested to see what he can do in the long run as these laps progress and this field gets spread out a little bit.
Yeah, Dowden Racing's really been putting up a show so far this season. With their 2 teammates leading the field right now, I think they've been at the front about every race they've been to so far. But great showing by then. I'm sure we'll see Nick Gardner start to crawl his way back up to the front if we get a green flag run.
Yeah, that insider information, and we were talking about how teams work together, maybe give each other pointers, but if you're Alex Pelican right now, you're going to keep a little bit to yourself right now. You're finishing well. You got Nick leading the points. Those things, those little secrets and tips, they'll come out after the race, but if you've got an advantage over guys, especially teammates, sometimes you got to withhold that information just a little bit. So we'll see Nick figure it out. I'm sure it'll click here in a few laps. We got a lot of other cars on the track for him to get around. Alan Dice in the 5 car. As they get doubled up, he's going to be still in the 4th spot. Kyle McGarvey, 42 car, off to a hot start this season. And I want to see this guy have a finish that reflects where he starts. So we got the 80 car, Dennis Faircloth, and he's had a bunch of tough breaks. Comes in, races this hard out, and it seems like with 15, 20 to go, his race gets ended.
Yeah, he did a good qualifying run last week, and another good showing here. Just, part of the game, survive, and unfortunately, when you're racing around mid-pack like that, you got a lot of guys coming and going, and it's easy to get caught up in something.
Saw a lot of different tire strategies last week, too, and we saw some of the field, like Timmy Emanuele, who chose to take his set at the end of the race, and he fought hard to stay up there in that top 3. And a lot of these guys were coming while the others were running out, so that kind of created the problems we had last week at Auto Club. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of that. We can go clean from here and these guys can get it figured out. BTDY, great group of guys, and they can definitely race clean. We've seen them do it Daytona. A lot of green flag laps. Auto Club, the first half of the race was green, so there's plenty of talent out here on the track, and I think these guys are going to get it figured out here in just a moment.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Once the caution comes out, they start to flow. So just got to get 5-10 lap run, and you'll go green for half the race.
All right, 31 car getting ready to hit the loud pedal. Pace car's pulling off here. Long front straightaway. Let's go on board with him.
Green flag.
There's the green flag. Look how wide this front stretch is. Already shooting up to the outside. He got a hell of a jump there on that start.
Yeah, iRacing restart's a little tricky here at Pocono. The green flag waves really quick after the pace car goes. So, something, if you're back in the field, you can almost time it and get a better feel for it, whereas you wouldn't do that at other tracks.
He had 3 wide down into turn 1. Eric Lambert in the middle. Dallas Sullivan. We've got the 28 of Dennis Steele on the outside. They're looking to take it maybe 3 wide through the tunnel turn as well.
Yeah, that's a tricky idea. Someone's going to have to give. It looks like that car up high. I can't tell who that is.
28 of Dennis Steele had to let off of it. He thought better of that.
He's smart. Lap 5. You don't want to push your chances at the top of 3 through a tunnel turn or anything like that. So good choice.
77 of Brett Somers really high on the outside in that last turn, and now he's got the 16 on his back bumper.
The run those two cars have, just flying by the 68.
Outside seems to be where you want to be on the exit of that turn. Now Nick is checking up a little bit. Looking at 3 wide coming off of 2.
And you see an outside line prevailed again. I think once you have a line of cars like that, momentum just gets built up, and it's tough. You really have to, the guy at the top has to make a mistake, or you got to get a really good run off the corner on the bottom, and a lot of times it's difficult with the car on your outside.
Nick Gardner picking him off one at a time. He's worked his way all the way up to the, looks like the 10th position here as we go by. Getting really close to the outside there.
Oh.
We got a car on the wall, 77. Somers.
Yeah, it's just a terrible feeling watching all those cars pass you as you're off pace there. If there's any fender damage at a track like this, it's going to be detrimental to his night.
He's definitely got some right front damage, but this car looks like it's struggling a little bit. Like he's tight.
Yeah, he definitely overcooked it, or the car just got really tight center. You can see him drift all the way up the track.
Lap after lap of things not liking it. He is still running with these guys a little bit, but he was almost running a higher line than the rest of the field, and it might be a product of braking a little too late. We'll see.
Yeah, brake bias is a tool these guys have. It's a fixed setup. That's still something you can change, and it can drastically affect your entry on corners. If you start moving that around, any high braking track like this, it can definitely affect you and add or take away from speed in your car.
Let's check back with your leader, 31, Alex Pelican, still holding off Anthony Pelican, who's not far behind. 1/10 of a second separating them right now. And you know that 98's hungry. He wants to get up there.
Yeah, once again, we see these two cars just set sail, qualify 1-2, set sail from the field. But Jeremiah Vincent, number 9 car, is making his way up there with them. He's pulling away from 4th on back, which really the whole field. Trying to make this a 3-car trio up here.
Got the 80 of Faircloth running side by side back there with the 42. They were really close coming off a 3. Faircloth up in the top 5. 4th position for him right now. He's passed about 4 cars since we went green. Doing a heck of a job right now, and everybody in chat saying Bearclaw is due for a win. He's got Alan Dice to the inside now as they're racing side by side for the 4th spot.
Man, it looked like a really high line he took through 1 and 2. Should help his momentum on exit. You see, pulled away from the 5 there. But really got to watch your right front running that high line. It can feel good on lap 9, but once we get to lap 25, you might be cranking on that wheel even more.
He is making up a little bit of ground. He's running it a little bit higher than the 5 here through 3. Later apex, you can see it here. Here they come off a 3, and let's see what kind of run he can get.
It's such a crucial corner. I think running that high line, you might be able to get the car turned earlier and back on the throttle and carry some momentum. It's tough to see that time, but the 5 also has the advantage of the draft. But I mean, this line of 1, and he's the highest car up in the field. You can see the 5's going to get a run there on the bottom. But then once the 80 car gets back in the gas, and he should be able to pull away from the 5 here. Although it doesn't look like he's getting it this time. Maybe he didn't get as good of a run as he did last lap.
It looks like the 5 hung with him, figured something out. Now he's got to hold it down there. This is the turn that'll really decide it. And yep, 80 back to the advantage. Alan Dice pinned down on the inside. That's going to open the door for the 42. So now Kyle McGarvey working the outside. Opening up the door now for the 33 on the inside of the 42.
You can see what going too wide through turn 2 did to these cars. It brought them all the way back. I don't know, it's all the way back, but it allowed the 42 and 33 to get a run. Just how much it slows you down going too wide for that long. And now you can see they're getting pressure from really just 3 cars behind them.
I can tell you somebody else that's trying to put some pressure on these two. Jeremiah Vincent hanging with him right now, about 0.8 of a second back. He is holding his own currently. And Anthony Pelican keeping the pressure on his brother. Maintaining that 0.2 of a second gap. He has not lifted since the green flag dropped. 31 car could be just holding back a little bit. That clean area is an advantage, and you can maintain your tires in that gap and don't overdrive it.
Yeah, I'm guessing his teammate's not going to give him too much pressure either until we get to about 10 to go or something. So yeah, like you said, just want to manage those tires, take care of them. You can see he's going to drift down to the bottom, try to break up that draft from the 9, but the 9 wasn't biting. Just going to hold it up next to the wall.
9 cars thinking, hey, my tires are getting worn out enough. I don't need that down the field. That can come back and haunt you trying to break draft a lot. That's an extra turn that you're taking on this very big track.
Yeah, it's just kind of something you can throw someone off maybe, but you don't want to throw yourself off. You got no caution.
We've got a yellow out here somewhere.
Ooh, 68 Kyle Payne.
Jameson machine.
Missing his front end.
Might have clipped the turn 1 wall. Let's see if he had any help. Oh, we have a synchronized spin here. Multiple accidents. We had initial contact here between, it looked like the 95 and the 68. 13 car trying to avoid the 95 who hits the 21. We had 3 cars spin coming out of 1.
Yeah, it looks like the 95, Jeremy just overshot the corner. He got on an apron and probably just shot his car up the track, got real tight. So got him into the 68 originally. And afterwards...
Well, yeah, let's rewind this a little bit more because, I mean, yeah, the 95 did overshoot that corner a little bit. These guys kind of went to the same spot of the track. 68 was coming down a lot, and he probably thought the 95 was going to hold it down there more.
Yeah, I don't know if the 68 maybe saw the 14 coming and thought he was 3 or just 2 guys coming together, really. But then at the end, what really finished it off, 95 was still slow, and where is that? 21 got in there, and just the differential in speed, I think, kind of threw everybody off. Almost 4 wide right there for a second.
All right, so caution number 2 on lap 13. Jameson machine of Kyle Payne. It's just not going to be his day. Wish these guys could get that front end repaired, but that's going to take a lot of work tonight.
Yeah, especially at an aero track like this. That's about all she wrote for him, unfortunately.
Well, we have some takers down pit road. It looks like they're going to burn one of these sets of tires. 31, Alex Pelican leading them down in here, and got Anthony Pelican. Dennis Faircloth following suit. 80 car worked him way all the way up there to the 4th position. Now he won't have as much work with cars in front of him this time around.
Yeah, it should
looks
be
like trying to figure out what's happening here to the 46 car. He couldn't find a stall there for a second.
Yeah, I just
Dallas
heard him,
Sullivan got stuck there. Sorry, go ahead.
I just heard him say he apologized to everybody. His crew chief was counting down the wrong stall apparently. But we got a few guys that stayed out on track.
We do. We have a couple cars. Let's go up front here and see if we can figure out who stayed out. 9 car. Looks like Jeremiah Vincent's staying out. 39, Emanuele. We know he's good for that. He's got a lot of strategy tricks up his sleeve. And there's the heavily damaged car, the 95. Jeremy Clapper with the back end staggered. He's trying to get that thing fixed, but
How they get
there's a
skewed
lot
in
of
that
work.
car.
So the looks like the rear trailing arm is broke completely off of that machine. Back end is completely offset to the front end.
Fortunately, I think that'll be his night here at Pocono.
One advantage of this track is it takes an eternity to pace around. So you do have a lot longer in the pits to try to get some of that repair done, but man, with a broken chassis, you got suspension parts moved around, and that car's, it's going to take a lot of work. I'm guessing 34 minutes worth of optional to get that machine back to driving straight.
Yeah, and after 34 minutes, I think you rather just call it. At least I would here at Pocono.
Frustration sinking in for Jeremy Clapper tonight. You got the 13 car who's also on pit road. Looks like he's getting some damage repaired. That's Jordan Shepler. 21 car, he's coming back out on the track. I think he got the minimum of all that damage. The worst of it, 68 car, and he's back out there. Looks like he might have all 4 tires pointing in the right direction, so he's going to be a little slower, but at least he's still out there putting some laps down. Some of these other guys get involved in an accident. It is early. Maybe you can make up some spots and get a top 15 if you're lucky. All right, doubled up here. We got the 9 car going to lead him off. Jeremiah Vincent getting ready to go green. Emanuele on the outside. Older tires, it's about 10 lap. I'd say 10 lap because of the cautions. What do you think's going to happen here?
Oh, you know, the wide front stretch like we've been talking about, I have to imagine that Alex Pelican is going to shoot it under the 9, take it 3 wide to 1. I mean, fresher tires, as long as you get to his quarter, you should be able to carry it at mid-corner speed and clear him off the exit and then just drive away. But with these 2 guys saving tires, we saw how quick they were. At least the 9, I'm not sure where the 31 was running, or 39 was running. You know, if they stay, or if the 9 stays in the top 5 or top 10, I call it a success.
34 minutes, that's enough time to order a full pep and wings.
Green flag.
Counting down War Bovine, we're green again. For the 3rd time tonight here at Pocono. Jeremiah Vincent getting out to a decent start, 31 to the inside, just like you said. Let's see if he can get that nose in there.
Yeah, he's going to be too far this corner. But we should see him turn down right there. And just look at that run he's going to get on those fresh tires. And 9's going to hold it down there and try to block that run, which he did. He's going to hold the front now.
31 did get a little bit loose, and that opened up the door for the 98. Anthony Pelican now to the inside. I think he's going to lose this spot through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, that's a tough corner to hold your position on, even new tires. He did really well, though, better than you would expect from that corner. But I think his turn 3 run off the corner is really going to show the difference in tires.
Here they come off the corner. 80 car, Faircloth probably going to be the next one in line to pass. We got a 3 wide battle back here for the 5th spot. Emanuele trying to hold his own. These guys aren't falling as fast as you thought they would, but they have their hands full. They've got a lot of work in front of them.
Yeah, we see 3 wide through turn 1. 39's drifting up. Oh, man. Got loose in the middle there. Everyone's skirted away. 16 had to dive down low. God.
shuffling here with these older tires.
Yeah, I think Timmy might be wishing he took 4 fresh tires that time by.
Yeah, Emanuele all the way back to about the 12th spot now. I think fresher tires would be the advantage. He's sitting here side by side with the McGarvey and Dennis Steele. And he's having a hard time holding it down there, just trying not to run up into these guys. And we're 3 wide again in front of him.
Yeah, see 7, Nick Starling taking it down low, really low. A little 5 and 33. Yeah, I think he backed out of that. Didn't want any piece of that.
Ooh, just about had some contact between the 7 and the 33.
Yeah, it looks like that tight center corner.
Alan Dice working his way through the field up to 9th spot that time by. And we got some passing going on in front. 19, Eric Lambert going by. Oh, Vincent up in the wall here.
Oh, man. Looks like 19 got tight. Great save by the 9, though, keeping it out of the wall.
Great job, Jeremiah Vincent, but he's going to lose a lot of ground here. He was trying to hold on to that top 10, and now he's finding himself battling with the 46 of Dallas Sullivan, 97 to his inside as well. It's Jacob Locklear. We still got passing going up here between Beverly and Dice. These guys have not given up on this 2-wide battle yet.
Yeah, great racing mid-pack through here. Looks like 33 is going to get a little bit of a run right there. Going through the tunnel turn. Once you get side by side, man, it's tough to get slotted back single file. Running side by side like that, you guys want to slow each other down. You don't want to be the one to give up that position. The 7 car got loose out of tunnel turn.
So your leader currently, lap 19, coming up on 20. Anthony Pelican able to swipe it away. Took advantage. I think the 31 got a little loose on the inside of the 9. And that opened the door right up for Anthony to take it away. Through the tunnel turn, out of turn 3, and he hasn't looked back since. Lap 20, he's looking good.
See Dennis Fairclough in 3rd place, still running that high line. I love that line. Making it different. Trying something different from everyone else. He's making it work sitting in 3rd.
He is gaining a little bit of ground on Alex Pelican, who has fallen back about half a second now from the leader. Let's see what Fairclough can do. There's another couple tenths there.
Yeah, I want to see that line through turn 1. Maybe we go on board if we're able to down to turn 1. I mean, he is way high. Even at turn 3, he's way high. It's going high like that. You can carry a higher mid-corner speed and pick up the throttle earlier. Just carry this momentum all the way down the front stretch.
Hear that thing wind up to about 8,500 RPMs before it shoots down into 1.
I mean, he is way up there.
You can hear the marbles.
Yeah.
You can hear the marbles hitting that thing, and there's a lot of debris up there, but man, look at the run he's getting off the corner with that.
Huge run. It just worries me if he's running that right front up or not. It's going to depend on how the car is handling. If it's swaying loose, it might work. If it's swaying tight, I'm just worried about that right front, but clearly he's not. He's making it work.
Back to the 4th position, Kyle McGarvey, about 2.5 back from the leaders. He had a lot of traffic to work with there with Emanuele, and I think he lost a couple seconds trying to get around, but they've since settled out, and look at that. Your points leader found his way up to the 5th spot. We were talking about his 14th place start. Well, look at him now.
Only took 22 laps and, what was that, 18 green flag laps maybe, and he's all the way up to 5th.
Doing a great job. He's hitting his marks. He's got Alan Dice behind him in the 5th spot, or 6th position rather. So we've been informed that Bearclaw knows the secret sauce, the secret recipe to the high line here. We just got to know if he can hold it. Look at him way out there on the outside.
Loose out of turn 2.
That might be a product of the debris But those tires are picking up in one, running that high line. So he's going to have to be careful. It is swaying loose, it looks like.
But, you know, swaying loose is definitely the way you want it to go if you're going to run that high line rather than swinging tight. It's loose, it's all on you. Clearly, it's not going to work.
Check in with this side-by-side battle here. 77 holding his own. He's got a lot of right rear damage, but Dallas Sullivan to the inside. This is for the 14th position. This is probably the closest battle on the track currently. But Alex Pelican starting to creep back up on the leader. I don't know if we had a little mistake here. Oh, we got some lap traffic to work around. Anthony Pelican loses some ground now.
Yeah, when the lapper is on your outside on corner exit, it's just so frustrating. You know, nothing that the 21 could do right there, but not the place you want to catch the car.
You notice these two are actually tagging that yellow line down on the apex of that corner. They're going a little bit below it and hitting that rumble strip, and that's probably helping the car rotate, setting up the exit of 3. I would say maybe after a few laps it'll help in the long run, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think they're definitely doing that on purpose, and you know, whether that helps the front end turn and get your car pointed, or rather it throws it loose to get back on the throttle. Either way, it's helping them, and it's something they probably found in practice or in testing.
I tell you, the older these tires are getting too, the more ground that 80 car is starting to lose on these guys. He's getting them here in turn 2, but he's not quite getting that run with the high line anymore. Let's watch the onboard here. Just barely putting the left front on that yellow line, just over it. There's a craft to it.
The 31 might have got a little tight on exit. I think he had a lift, or maybe just couldn't pick up the throttle as soon as I thought he would, but... And he's trying to higher a line there, and he's cutting the corner down where his teammate kind of cuts the corner earlier. Let's see if 31 is getting a little bit better of a run off the exit.
So, Pelican Brothers leading the show, lap 25, and that name hasn't changed. It's just been the first name, shuffling back and forth. Second position, Alex Pelican. Third spot, Faircloth. Fourth position, 42, Cotton McGarvey. Solid right now for Nick Gardner, but he's got company on his back door.
Yeah, I think this whole 5th place position for four-car battle right here has been really exciting. I think we saw this pack side by side for the first 5 laps of the beginning of this run. So it seems like they're really close in speed. All running the same line too.
See the cloud cover change into 1. It's actually really dark there in 1. Gonna make that track a little grippier. Maybe the 80 car can benefit from that, running that high line.
Yeah, the track color really changes a lot in cloud cover here. It's just something sort of different, rather something you wouldn't see at another track.
I believe we're about to have a battle just inside the top 10. 54, Daniel Cunningham working his way up to the 00. Kevin McGarvey, and I think we're going to have a change for 10th spot here momentarily.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing these cars group together with separations in between them. I don't know if that's just where everyone's pace is at. They just happen to be together, or maybe it's the draft that's playing an influence there. You see a pack, and then maybe, 1 or 2 cars and another pack. Just kind of interesting.
That's just opinion. I could say, a million things. We just analyze the race, but in my opinion, you probably have a stint of cars at different paces. The 7 would be probably the fastest of these 4 cars. And they're drafting him. They may be a 10th or 2 off his time, but they're drafting right back up to him every corner. See, the 33 of Beverly loses a little bit. He does have rear damage, but down this front straightaway, they're going to draft right back up to the 7. And that 33 is going to pull these other 2 cars. And I think that's kind of what's happening with the 42 as well. If you look up here, He's pulling. Nick Gardner's probably a little bit slower than McGarvey, but that draft is pulling him right back up there. You see the pass now by the 19 on Alan Dice. This is going to break this tandem up a little bit, so these guys are going to have to make this quick so they don't lose that draft, because, you know, racing that far up, you're burning up your tires. You might have lost a couple tenths on that guy that's been sitting in that spot the whole time.
Yeah, I think you're right on about the draft. And another thing with the draft, if you're, you know, a tenth or two off, you know, you can kind of make that up with the draft. So if you're a little bit slower, you can keep up with the guy because of that.
We clicked over just for a second. I saw less than a tenth of a second. I thought we were having a pass for the lead, but Alex Pelican was all over his back bumper.
I think the 98 had a little bit of a moment off the exit at 2 there, and kind of bunched the two up. That line that Dennis Faircloth's running is just, it's just so entertaining to see. I've never seen a line that high at Pocono.
It's working for him. He's holding on. He's not lost much to the leaders. He's maintained about a 1.5 second gap. I think he makes up a lot of that time through this turn right here. But hey, if it's working for him, don't change it up. You know, sometimes that can be the difference between finishing 5th and finishing last. If you go changing things, what these other guys are doing, it can mess you up.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And he gets a really good run off the exit too. It really swings the car out. You can see the rear end hanging out. And then with the big momentum, he's getting off turn 1, and putting in good pace, trying to catch these leaders.
On board with him again, and you can see that third line. What I wonder though is how much more early is he braking just to keep that car down there? And what's the exit like? When is he getting on the throttle? Is he feeling tight? We don't know. Only he can tell us. And currently, it must not be too bad. 3rd position for Dennis Faircloth tonight. And hey, it's a reflection of his great qualifying effort tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, I think if he's getting tight, we'd be seeing him kind of like drift up center corner, which we're not. You know, it looks really balanced, surprisingly. We don't really see him hanging the rear out on exit. We don't see him pushing tight. He's doing a good job of keeping the tire wear even. A lot of times once you start pushing tight, you'll just get tighter and tighter. Or if you're loose, you'll just get looser and looser. But this car looks really neutral.
Well, we're about to find out how much ground he's going to lose here. 80 car on the outside, 42 McGarvey on the inside. There goes the leaders right now. Into the tunnel turn. This is where he's strong at.
And McGarvey was about a 1/10.5 faster last lap. I saw him, it looks like he missed turn 2 this time by though. I think he might be a little bit faster, but with the way Dennis is getting runs off corners, he's probably going to be able to hold a position a lot easier than if he was running a more traditional line.
Down to the bottom again, and they do have his draft though. So that run off the corner is not going to mean as much as it did a moment ago. 80 car is going to have to be perfect with this line to keep ahead of these guys, because look at the run they get down to the inside.
Yeah,
way up the track.
A good run off that draft. He can really shoot it down in the corner and tries to slide out front of him, but he doesn't have to because he's got a run on him right now.
80 car is going to have to change his line through the tunnel turn this time into 2. He did clear him here, but it's going to open the door here on the exit for the 42, I do believe.
Yeah, I don't know if the 42 backed out or he just wasn't confident enough. But here comes the 16. He's going to try to get a 2-piece right here.
16 is confident. Here he comes. Points leader. Maybe a crossover down to the very bottom. Hit the rumble strip. 42 car almost to the outside wall.
I don't know if he got tight or loose or both right there. I mean,
he hopped the curb.
Track. Yeah.
He hopped the curb, and that sent that car away to the outside. And we've got some guys taking it down pit road back here. Dennis Steele Nathan Ostrowski. We haven't talked much about Ostrowski tonight, but he's been up there in that top 15.
Just clean, quiet run. That's about all you can ask for at Pocono. Coming down for his should be final pit stop, 18 to go. You know, another good thing about Pocono is how big the track is. A lot of times you're able to stay on the lead lap on green flag pit stops.
Yeah, in case that caution comes out and then you've got fresh tires, you don't have to pit. You don't get trapped down pit road. So you get 16, 42, 80 car, all battling. This is for the third spot right now. Fourth position, Nick Gardner, and there goes Alan Dice down pit road. So I look to see the rest of these guys pulling it in pretty soon. Alan Dice, Daniel Cunningham.
Once a few guys start coming, leaders don't be put in that position, like you said. As 42 tried to take the 80s line through that corner, I think.
That helped him get a run back on Nick Gardner, and now Nick's going to be cleared. 42 back up, and now he's getting the run.
Yeah, look at that run. He's coming up to the bumper at 80. And had a high entry to the tunnel turn, but he makes it, holds on to it on exit. 16 gets a run up high. I think the 16 is probably faster than both of them, but just can't get the position.
All right, we're looking around the track here. Trying to see some battles going on. They're still battling it out right here, the 16, the 80. One of these guys, if I'm Nick Gardner right now, the 19 just came down pit road. He was in this stint. We got a caution?
Did the 40 hit the wall there?
I am not sure. I just looked at the 19 coming down pit road.
Caution, caution.
80 car into the wall.
How about
Or
water
80, that's what-
pressure,
yeah,
temperature
sorry.
right there?
80. I thought, looking right when we cut away, it looks like he overshot the corner. It got tight or something.
All right, let's go back and find out. We had some cars pitting, so this is going to change the ball game. Those guys will have fresher tires. They can stay up front, but let's see what happened to the 80 car, and I'm going to suspect he overshot the corner. Here we come down the front straightaway, and he came in there about the same way he's been coming in there the whole time, but it didn't stick that time, and he kept it off of Nick Gardner. Kudos to him for doing that. But
Yeah, you have to imagine maybe his tires getting worn and it's just getting tight or what happened. But man, he almost looks like he almost just sacrificed his night to not getting the 16, which admirable. But man,
I can tell you, though, you got that 16 right on your bumper. You can't... Well, let's go back and look one more time. You've got Nick Gardner on your back bumper. You got to lift a little bit later because you got him right behind you. You know, your braking point's got to change a little bit, but just a product of tough racing.
If he was maybe looking in the mirror at the 16, it was thinking that in his head and it threw him off, or what, but
another factor
yes.
too, aerodynamics on these cars changes with someone right behind you. Back end might not have hooked up the same way into the corner.
Unfortunate end to his night. He was exciting to watch and never a good qualifying run. We were talking about earlier how he just needed to put together a race. He doesn't. The damage isn't that bad though. He'll get back out there, get it fixed, but won't be running third like he was.
The Bear Claw going to come down pit road again here in just a moment. Surprised to see that he stayed out here. He actually elected to stay out. Maybe just trying to lead a lap and salvage some points. Bring it back down the next time.
I think it's exactly what he was doing.
Here they come down pit road. 31, 98, 42. Nick Gardner in the 16. He'll be down and away. I think he's going to come out in the fourth spot here.
And his leaders going to have cars in front of them that came to pit road early. It's a good call by the guys coming to pit road.
Yeah, one of those guys is going to benefit really well. We're talking about the 19 that came down pit road just a moment before that, as that yellow came out. So he's going to have brand new tires. He hasn't even put a lap down on these things, and he's going to gain a few spots. I look forward to seeing what he can do. Alan Dice, another one of those cars, got fresher tires. 14 laps to go. I don't think the difference on these tires is going to be too much. You might see 31 and 98 have their work cut out for him here. A lot of guys that had already pitted.
Yeah, and the 5 car is running, I want to say, just outside the top 5. So
Yep,
it's not like he was, had 20th place pace or anything. He was quick.
A lot of cars with 14. We're going to take the green with 12 to go. That's a lot of cars to pass, and I don't know. I don't know if the Pelican guys can do it or not. We'll see. Nick Gardner's probably the best sitting right now of all the dialed in boys.
And the one thing they don't want to see is another caution.
Paul McGarvey, who was also really fast, he's going to find himself back here. They rounded off. I think some of these other guys elected to pit. I don't know. It's being scored in the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. So some of these guys might have were bringing it down pit road and then couldn't. Pit could have been closed. There, timing and scoring actually work now. So everything's sorted back out. It's actually going to be 12th back. So we've got 10 cars in front of them. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's almost a car a lap, which is doable, especially if anybody can do it. I think it's these, the dialed in guys, but man, and with cars all switched around like this, if I was a bet man, I'd be saying might look out for a caution coming out again. That's just gives you even less time to try to make up the spots. So. It's going to be exciting for us to watch, though. See him take the ball.
For sure.
Take their way through the field.
So new leader here with about 12 laps to go. Alan Dice. Situationally, he's looking the best right now. He's got Mark Beverly to the outside with that slight damage on the rear bumper. Hasn't slowed him down too much. And you've got the 46, Dallas Sullivan, Daniel Cunningham, Nathan Ostrowski, who was having a quiet night, now up in the top 5. The tire guy back there, Timmy Emmanuel, running in the 7th position. What's going to happen?
Yeah, I think just about any of these guys in top 5 had the pace. It's just do they have the pace to fend off our 2 leaders.
Here's the restart line, and the 5 car taking the green. Back live at Pocono. 12 laps to go. Alan Dice, your leader. Mark Beverly, that damage did hurt him a little bit on the start. Big gap here for the 5.
Yep, big advantage to him. He'll be able to take a wide arc through that corner. Being in single file, should get a good run here on exit. It's like the 46. Looking for a little run on 33. Don't think he's going to get it. And if these guys stay too wide through the field, Alan Dice is going to drive away.
5 car just lost a lot of ground on the exit of 1. But here he goes through the tunnel turn. Got it all back. Able to maintain that gap. As the laps tick away, we're going to be 11 to go now. Alan Dice, your leader. Beverly looking to the inside. That damage hasn't hurt him too much at all. Hopefully the camera's still angled right on this gearbox.
You can see the 5 dip down the middle of the track and swerving back up, trying to break up the draft.
Let's go back through here and check on the dialed in boys. There's the 31 of Alex Pelican trying to get by the 19. Eric Lambert holding him off right now, but peeking to the inside on the exit of 1 here.
He's way up to 9th already in 1 lap. Has 3 spots.
He's going to have to get him quicker than that. We're going to have 10 to go.
Those spots are going to get harder and harder to get higher up in the field, too.
There he goes, peeking to the inside in 3. Now this outside line has been an advantage. But he's going to touch that inside. Off of 3. Let's see if he's got the run. No dice. That's going to hold him up for another lap.
Yeah, that's such a frustrating feeling. This track, it's just so momentum based on the exit of the corners. It makes it really tough to pass.
So on board with Dice with 10 laps to go. 5 car had to lift out of the throttle a little bit there on the exit of 1. That's going to open the door.
Struggled on the exit. He's just going to leave top line open for the 33, but cuts back now. 33 is going to take it low. Too wide through the tunnel turn. It's a big sight. 33 is clear, takes it up. New leader, Mark Beverly.
Mark Beverly with that slight damage able to clear the 5. Now Dallas Sullivan following suit. Dice losing a little bit of ground here late. As he's running the outside. Let's see what he can do on the front stretch. Still side by side.
46 couldn't get back in the gas. And it's going to hurt both him and the 5. And 33, look at that gap he's going to pull there.
Look who's sneaking up there, though. Peeking 3 wide. Here they go, down into 1. Anthony Pelican.
He
made quick work.
He thought about taking a 3, but didn't. That's a good choice, too. Look at this run he's going to be on exit.
You know these guys are going to try to stay side by side as long as they can, but not open the door up for Anthony to get by. They're going to try to box him in. Dallas Sullivan's going to concede that spot. Now it's up to Dice to do it on his own, running in second. Yeah, Beverly trying to run away.
98 really backed up that corner. Focusing on the exit. I think he might back up a little too hard. His 5 got a good run too, holding it up high.
Well, they've caught back up to your leader, Beverly. With 8 laps to go, we're going to have a 3-way battle for the lead just momentarily.
Oh, one car up the track.
13 it looked like. No, I apologize.
39, I believe.
Emanuele up the track.
I think he kept off the wall though.
Look who's coming.
Anthony Pelican gets a big run off turn 2. I'm trying to bottom again in 3. It didn't work last time. See if he can make it stick this time. Pick up the throttle early. Oh, he wants to clear. Well, he's not going to be clear because the 33's there as well. 33's going to block way down the track.
What a run by the 98 right now. Right on the bumper of the 33 of Mark Beverly. And now he's peeking to the inside. We're about to have a lead change. 7 laps to go.
He took it. Just powered through the middle of that corner.
Still tight battle, though, for the top 3 spots. Now we've got the 31 car. Alex Pelican trying to get back in the top 3.
Went up to the lap car in the spare clock. Not a good place to catch him. But he gets out of the way. Yeah, look already the gap Anthony has on these guys.
Faircloth with a lot of damage on that front end, just not able to keep the speed up. Here they come on the exit. 5 car Dice got a little tight. He ran out of real estate.
A lot of cars get tight there. Swerve down. And it's such you're wanting to get on the throttle, get all that momentum, get down the front stretch, but man, if you touch that wall, it just kills everything.
Now Dice is kind of pinned behind the 33 of Beverly. And that's going to open up the door for the 54 car. Daniel Cunningham now looking to the inside of Dice. This is going to be for the 3rd position, the 4th spot. Someone's going to have to try to get around this 33 car because he's holding his own right now. Oh, there's contact. Dice sideways, 54 into the inside wall.
Big crash.
Hold your position.
Oh, 5's in it.
I know, man. I think we need to start putting like an age limit on racing or something.
Oh,
you know?
man.
Caution number 4 here tonight. 5 laps to go. you guys kind of saw it unfold, but we're going to hit the instant replay button.
Before he gets the apron, I think it just sent him up tight. I'm guessing.
So one more time, let's ride on board with the 54 car.
Right there, he touches it. You see the whole front end almost just jumps and he just stops turning.
Hard to the inside wall there, too.
Yeah, it's nice to be done.
5-car dice also got a considerable amount of damage on the rear end. All right, so takers on pit road. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of them. Some of these guys that were further back looking to gain some spots. Tires got about 7-8 laps on them or so. I think I'd bring it down pit road.
5 to go. Man, if I'm the Pelicans, I'm thinking I'm going to keep it on a track.
Yeah, if I'm third place back, I'm thinking, okay, I could dictate what this field does. If I take tires, maybe 5-6 other guys will stay out, but the rest of the field comes down pit road. These guys are going to have their hands full. And now that, look, right here, they're all coming down pit road. Fake out by the 98. We've got some takers still, though.
Yeah, a few guys coming down. 46.
Manueli as well. Not as many as I thought would, though.
Yeah. Once one comes, usually it kind of drags the rest, but I think just kind of split the field there.
We've got a lot of these guys that have been trying to figure it out all night long, and maybe 7-lap fresher tires will be the recipe that they need. We're going to take a... Sorry about that. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. My boy has been yelling for me for a minute, and we'll be right back. This is BTDY on Drivers Network America, Pocono. We'll be right back after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
All right, doubled back up here at Pocono, getting ready to go green. A little bit of deja vu for you. Anthony Pelican, Alex Pelican on the front row, getting ready to send it off with about 2-3 laps to go. We do have green-white checkers turned on, so these guys will go into overtime if it need be. But we've got a few cars back there. Emanuele, Dallas Sullivan on back, fresh tires. Curious to see if these guys can work up through the traffic quick. And we were just talking there on the break. If I was the 33 of Beverly, the 19, Eric Lambert, like, I'm bringing the whole field down here. These two cars in the front have been so fast. I want 7-lap fresher tires and try to go fight them for it. Pace car's pulling off. Here's the restart zone. Anthony Pelican's not going to waste any time, and there's the green flag. Mark Beverly able to make it to the inside there. Great start, great jump for him.
We're going to have to see if the 31 of Alex Pelican gets cleared here. He does. I think he's going to be the only guy that has anything for Anthony.
Well, we were just peeking back here. We had like 4 wide back here. Dallas Sullivan's got his hands full, but he's picking up the spots quickly. I tell you, man, them tires are a big advantage. If he can put it down here in the tunnel turn, he might pick up 3 or 4 more of these guys and get it up in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely. Back here, you're on tires, man. You're going to feel like Superman flying through these cars.
All right, who's got anything for him? Does the 31 have enough in the tank? He's been backing these corners up a little bit more than Anthony has. Beverly still holding his own. Anthony Pelican down the front straight. It's got a lot of gap here, but let's see what they do into turn 1. Also setting up a pass back there. 19 all over the back bumper of Beverly. A lot of 4 wide. We got the 42 car crashing hard. Down the front stretch, 71-21. Big wreck for the 71 car.
White flag, no caution. These guys are going to have to limp it back, try to get position. Anthony's still holding strong to Alex in second. That's going to have to really set up these last 2 corners. He gets a little bit better run off 2.
Anthony Pelican looks like he's about to wrap it up. Great run off of turn 2, down into 3. 31 doesn't look like he's got anything for him. Maybe a run off the corner, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's check back here with Beverly. 19 of Lambert side by side with Nick Gardner here down the... Oh, just so close there at the finish. I think we had 1 more lap. 16 car as they're scattering down the straightaway. Great finish for this guy, though. Able to get it done. Anthony Pelican. One heck of a drive.
Yeah, once again, Pelican Brothers has been super, super fast. Qualified 1-2, finished 1-2.
Some of these guys are going to have to go back to the drawing board this week. Great finish, though. Mark Beverly with that damage able to hold on to the 3rd spot. Dallas Sullivan was working his way up through this crowd. If there was more time, I think he would have got up there in the top 5.
Yeah, the tire strategy really threw a mix into things and you know, really kind of shuffled the top 10 and really shuffled the whole field. It was fun to see those guys. Really 2 chances to try to get position using strategy. Pitting early, getting that lucky caution, and then that caution at the end. Only 7 laps, but hey, man, he had the extra set. Come on in and use them.
Well, the template is pretty much busted. That thing's not going to go through tech inspection. Rear spoiler's busted off of it, but Anthony Pelican going to burn it down here.
So I had Chad Knaus as his crew chief this week, wrecking that right rear.
Great finish for the Pelican brothers. Great finish overall for a lot of these guys, and your points leader might change this week as Alex Pelican able to finish ahead of Nick Gardner, who got 5th spot. This BTDY winner at Pocono. We got your post-race top 3. We're going to pull them up here and get caught up in victory lane with the Pelican boys and join the celebrations. We'll be right back after we catch up with these drivers. Now McGarvey on the bottom, 46. Dallas Sullivan has the room to push here. 80 car shoving hard. There's the block. There's the block into the outside wall. 746 wrecking now. 80 car maybe having to move. There's the block again. Oh. We're caught up down here in Victory Lane. The 98 car able to pull it off tonight. Great run all the way through. You had some last lap strategy, though. You had to overcome about 12 cars to get up there. How'd you do it, Anthony?
Fresh tires. I know those guys literally just came down pit road probably 3 or 4 laps before that, but 3 or 4 laps here at Pocono is huge. I'm just glad I didn't pit when I was going to come pit when that caution come out. I feel like that would have put me further back than what I ended up coming off pit road with under caution, but it just worked out.
Well, we saw all the different tire strategies and the cautions thrown into the mix, but you and Alex were able to figure it out and get back around these guys. You were class of the field all the way through. Now, for some of these people that have been watching all night, was there a secret to this place, or did you just aim for 2 corners and try to be the best at them?
Just because the straightaways are so long here, exit's more important than entry. So just back the corner up and get a good exit, and you get the straightaway speed.
Well, there you have it. In the 98 car, doing it the best tonight, just edging out Alex Pelican. And do you have anybody you'd like to thank for that victory?
I'd like to thank my wife and my daughter Dakota for all their support they give me. I'd like to thank all the dialed-in guys. I'd like to thank Alex for showing me how to get around this place. A while back, he really taught me how to get around here. Obviously, it shows. He led the majority of the race, and I got by him when he got his momentum broke on the backstretch there by the 9, and I just had to run and took it. But other than that, he was really class of the field. He probably could have beat me tonight.
Well, we thank you for your time, Anthony, and setting up next week. Looking forward to it. Hope to talk to you again, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, there's your race winner, and Eric, that was a shootout between them two. I mean, 2 gunslingers, guys that were fast all night long, and he didn't really know who was going to win it.
Yeah, well, we've seen the whole season, and I think about the only 2 guys that could win it on pure pace was those 2.
Well, I'm hustling down pit road. We're going to catch up with Alex Pelican here in the 31 machine. He had a great run. Just couldn't quite seal the deal. You had that brother in front of you again, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Honestly, though, second, not bad. So we'll take it. Especially losing to Anthony. So, could have been worse. So, good night.
Well, Anthony did thank you. He said that you showed him a lot about how to get around this place, and it was showing. The first stint of this race, you led the vast majority of the laps, and you got caught up back there and had to pass a lot of cars. And do you think if you didn't have to pass so many cars, it would have been a different story?
Probably not. I think I'd just finished second. I don't know if I had enough to get by him. Like, I had enough to get to him, but I don't know if I had enough to get by him.
We saw several different occasions. Once he got past you there, when the 9 car slipped up and he opened the door, you were within a 10th the whole run. It's just tough. I think product of being behind somebody, it got tight.
Yeah, it definitely handled different behind somebody. Just the dirty air killed you, really. I mean, you could get to him, but after that, you really couldn't do much.
Well, this is probably going to put you as our points leader. You finished about 3 spots ahead of the previous points leader, Nick Gardner, and this is an unofficial announcement, but you're going into next week the points leader. What do you got in store for us?
Oh man, hopefully we just keep the little streak we got going alive, and hopefully we don't have to use a drop here soon, and keep digging.
Well, keep digging, and do you got anybody you'd like to thank for this awesome performance here in second place?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my dialed-in teammates Anthony, Nick, Mark, Dennis, Brett, Nate, you guys for putting the broadcast on. Everyone at BTDY that puts this league on. That way we can come out here Monday night and race.
We appreciate your time. And Alex, we probably look forward to talking to you next week, man.
Yeah, hopefully we can.
10-4. We got Eric Hutton running down pit road. 33 car already throwing it up in the hauler, but he's caught up with him. Eric Hutton down there with Mark Beverly. You got a copy?
Yeah. Mark.
Yeah, I got you.
Mark Beverly in the Bush number 33. Got a little rear damage, but with some tire strategy and a little bit of speed, you bring her home third. Talk about your night.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I pulled third out of there, but I don't think I'm really that great at Pocono. But just tried to keep it clean and fuel strategy, tire strategy. That caution there kind of worked to my advantage, and then I just let the two Pelicans go by because they were much faster, and then tried to stay in front of everybody else. So that was basically what I tried to do.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of strategies tonight, kind of mix things up, but definitely made the best of it. Next week we're heading to New Hampshire. A little bit first shorter track of the season, I should say. How do you feel about that?
Should be pretty interesting. Flat, short track there. So, I don't feel like I'm that great at that place, but we'll see how it goes. I guess just maybe the right strategy again and keep it clean might get me in the top 3 or who knows. So I'll give it my best.
Oh, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks?
Yeah, thanks to all the Daladin guys. The Pelicans are fast. Nick, Gardner, Brett, Dennis, Nate, everybody raced tonight. And then you guys put on a good show and everybody run the league. So it's been fun so far.
Man, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good.
So all those different lead changes, we had so much action, different tires, different guys on different strategies at any given point. Tell you what, Eric, shaping up to be a great season. We've had 2 lead changes in the points so far, and now we're going into New Hampshire next week. What is your take on what's going to happen?
Well, New Hampshire is definitely a tricky track. It's not really a short track, but it sort of is. The first track we've been to, heavy braking and real tight, kind of long sweeping corners where you really have to carry a lot of center momentum while you're off both pedals for a while, really, and before you pick up throttle. It's real flat, so depending on how the setup drives, you might see some guys kind of kicking that rear out. But something tells me the Pelicans are going to be pretty quick there too.
Well, I'm going to go optimistic and say that we're going to see some different names up there in the front, different style track. Hopefully we can get a couple of these guys to finish that they deserve, but another great race here at BTDY. I enjoyed bringing it to you. I know Eric has done a great job, and we'd like to thank you for being a part of these broadcasts, Eric. It's awesome to have somebody up here that knows what's going on and can bounce some ideas back and forth.
Well, I appreciate you letting me try this out for this league. It's been fun.
Absolutely, man. And we look forward to it next week. War Bovine. Hey, the 19 pit. We appreciate you guys coming in here and watching this broadcast. Congratulations on that 4th place finish, by the way. Eric, it was an excellent job. Thought you were going to get it done on 3rd there for just a second. But otherwise, great run. Everybody, appreciate your time. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button so you never miss a race. Next week, New Hampshire, it'll be live 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope you guys can make it there. BTDY, Drivers Network America, myself, Eric Hutton, signing off for the night. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Kyle McGarvey on the bottom, 46. Dallas Sullivan has the room to push here. 80 car shoving hard. Ups, there's the block. There's the block into the outside wall. 746 wrecking now. 80 car maybe having to move. There's the block again.
Double zero is going to
Hit the, oh,